The team from the German Institute of Archaeology found the block at a limestone quarry in Baalbeck, Lebanon. This place was once considered as Heliopolis, the city of sunshine in Roman times. The block of rock is partially buried in the ground. The monolith is 19.6 meters long, 6 meters wide, at least 5.5 meters high and weighs an estimated 1,650 tons, Discovery News reported. The archaeological team believes that the limestone block dates back to at least 27 BC, when Baalbeck was a Roman colony. This was when the three major temples and many sub-temples were built, and the process lasted until the 2nd century AD. The giant stone block was used as the foundation of the Temple of Jupiter. Currently, only a few parts of the temple remain, including 6 large columns and 27 giant limestone blocks at the base. However, how the monoliths were transported to the exact construction site of the temple remains a mystery. Nestled 2,400 meters in the Andes on a spiky mountain in Peru's Urubamba Valley, Machu Picchu is a pre-Columbian Inca ruin. However, there are times when this fortress is also forgotten by the outside world for a while, but it is still known and was rediscovered by archaeologist Hiram Bingham in 1911. The fortress was built in the ancient style. Dictionary of the Incas. What makes people wonder here is that it is built according to the structure of dry stone walls without mortar. Many of the joints are so perfect that even a blade cannot be inserted between the stones. With what technique could the Incas do such an unthinkable thing? Machu Picchu is an Inca ruin. It is said that Machu Picchu was forgotten by the world for centuries. Until 1911, the city of Machu Picchu was known to the world and became a tourist attraction for many people thanks to archaeologist Hiram Bingham who discovered it. A mysterious phenomenon that attracts quite a few scientists around the world is the Nazca lines found in the desert away from Lima, Peru. Humans have discovered these lines lying on a long and large land in the early 30s of the last century. The remarkable feature of these lines is perfect, running straight and sometimes parallel to each other. When viewed from a distance, they look like an airstrip or a giant bird depicted on the ground. With such a strange and mysterious phenomenon, of course, there will be many theories to explain. There are theories that this figure is used to identify altitude, used for weather forecasting or maybe for religious purposes. However, that is still a matter of discussion. Located more than 320 kilometers west of the capital Lima, Peru, the Nazca lines of Peru, are mysteriously carved on a desert land 58 kilometers long, 1.6 kilometers wide, now one of the greatest mysteries of scientists. Tiwanaku, or still known by another name as Tiwanaku. To this day, it is still a great mystery to the world science about its age and extremely special, stone, technology. Tiwanaku is estimated to be about 17,000 years old. Today, there are many opinions that Tiwanaku is a shrine to perform sacred rituals, a place of cultural concentration to spread to many areas. One of the greatest works in South America before Columbus discovered the New World, and created great spiritual significance for the Tiwanaku civilization was the appearance of a stone pyramid called Acapana was built by the ancients. Tiwanaku is an important pre-Columbian archaeological site in western Bolivia near Lake Titicaca, and one of the largest archaeological sites in South America. Its surface is still about 4 square kilometers and is home to many decorative ceramics, monumental structures and huge rock formations. It reached its peak around 800 AD with a population of between 10,000 and 20,000. Chichen Itza is known as a pre-Columbian archaeological site, built under the Maya civilization, located in the northern center of the Yucatan Peninsula, Mexico. It is a site containing a multitude of large, varied architectural styles such as El Castillo, the Temple of Kukulkan, and the Temple of the Warriors. They were built by the Mayan tribe of Itzaes in the 9th century and developed as a capital in the main region until the 12th century. However, the real origin of the Itza people remains a mystery, are challenging the understanding and research of scientists. Referring to the pyramids, people will often immediately think of the massive pyramids in Egypt. But in ancient Central America, more than 1,000 years ago, the Maya used their ingenuity, dedication and creativity to build hundreds of strange pyramids. If you are interested in historical sites, in archaeology, the Pyramid of El Castillo, also known as Chichen Itza, is one of the remarkable places. To this day, the stone balls displayed by people in Costa Rica in front of homes, parks, museums, and government buildings remains an unanswered mystery. They were discovered by archaeologists in the Diquís River Delta, Costa Rica. Since 1930, Hundreds of these stone spheres have been found and range in size from a few centimeters to more than 2 meters. Some even weigh up to 16 tons. According to scientists, these spheres were formed with this shape around before 200 BC. They are monolithic stone sculptures made by human hands. 390 exquisite stone balls found in Costa Rica are still unknown to this day. When people have not yet discovered a tool to make them, in Bosnia and Herzegovina, mysterious stone balls continue to appear. So how were they formed? According to historians, some of the stone spheres buried with pottery fragments date from 1200 to 1300 years ago in the Americas, earlier than when Christopher Columbus traveled here. On the southern coast of Yonaguni, Japan, a diving guide found a ruin of an underwater city about 20 years ago. The ruins are estimated to be about 8,000 years old. Some of the issues surrounding this city include controversy over a mysterious pyramid found off the coast of Japan. The point of contention here is that these structures appear to have been carved in the rock itself. To do so requires the use of tools previously thought to have been absent from the ancient cultures of this region. The rocks under the Yonaguni-jima Sea in the land of cherry blossoms have long puzzled scientists. Recently, an expert claimed they were actually the ruins of Atlantis, an ancient city that was sunk by an earthquake about 2,000 years ago. Until now, scientists have not been able to explain how this city formed at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. Many people believe that the pyramids are the product of aliens, while some say it is man-made. Originally, the catacombs of Paris were merely a network of tunnels to fortify the limestone quarries in Paris. It later became a repository for 6 million bodies at the end of the 18th century. A very small part of the tunnel is open to the public, where you can see thousands of skeletons and skulls stacked on top of each other. However, 99% of this 321 kilometers underground cemetery is forbidden to enter. After hundreds of years of existence, in the 1980s, the catacombs of Paris once again attracted the attention of public opinion and could not help but stir snails when looking at the pillars, doors, walls, mostly covered with human bones. The catacombs of Paris is also known as the City of Ossuaire. Hundreds of years ago, this crypt over 300 kilometers long, about 60 meters deep in the heart of Paris used to be a quarry mined for the purpose of building the city. From the Roman Empire, the island was home to plague patients. Then the plague returned in the Middle Ages, and the island once again became home to thousands of sick people. A large number of corpses were buried in the ground and burned, causing serious damage to the land. Many believe that hundreds of thousands of souls are still trapped on the island of Poveglia. From the influx of victims forced onto the island to those who were tortured at the mental hospital that was once located here. Poveglia is a small island, with an area of about 6.8 hectares located in the north of Italy. Despite its charming and enchanting beauty, it is still a scary deserted island. This place currently has no owner. The entrance is strictly forbidden and few people dare to come, because of the hair-raising mysterious stories surrounding the island. Visits here take place only during the grape harvest season of the year. One of the greatest archaeological finds of all time, but the tomb of the first emperor in Chinese history, Qin Shi Huang, remains a mystery to archaeologists and historians. As most of this tomb complex is still closed and unexplored. Located in Lintong District, Xi'an, Shaanxi, China, Qin Shi Huang's tomb is not open to anyone, although it was discovered during excavation of the Terracotta Army in 1974. Opponents of the excavation believe that current technology is unable to preserve anything the tomb holds, so access to the mausoleum is prohibited. The 2 decades following 218 BC was a time of unrest in the Mediterranean region, as war raged between the Roman Republic and the Carthaginian Empire. In the Far East, however, this was a period of relative stability, as China had just reunified after the chaotic Warring States period. Qin Shi Huang was the one who unified 7 vassal countries to create the first imperial dynasty of China.